Hi, this is Kara Wang, and you're watching Character Media. I got my start in acting probably around age 5 or 6, which is, I know, very young. I was one of those kids that was like always in theater, always in show choir, always in dance. And I know at some point in that phase, my parents were like, she's gonna grow out of it. It's fine. Like, you can be in show choir as long as you keep your grades up. But then I never grew out of it. I play Asha, the lead in The Calm Beyond. Asha was a very, very special character to me. I shot this film in 2019 before the COVID pandemic. And now that it's coming out, it takes on a whole different meaning. Because although trauma and isolation and grief were all universal themes, now the entire world has experienced this universal experience together. And themes of isolation and trauma, I think, hit differently than they did before. This project is so special to me, a big part of it because of Joshua Wong. He wrote the script his first time in chemo when he was going through cancer. And this character was born from that. He always says it's about what happens after the storms of your life have hit. He wrote this character as he was experiencing grief and trauma and letting go of what his life used to be and building a new life. I knew the importance of portraying this character and how personal it was to him, and I wanted to make sure I did it justice. He came out of chemo and was in remission and basically was like, I'm gonna do everything I've ever wanted to do. I'm gonna shoot my first feature, you know, and he did. And him and his wife, Chelsea, were like, we wanna have a kid. So they got pregnant and had their daughter, Emery. And unfortunately, while he was in post-production, his cancer came back. And unfortunately, second time around, he did not make it through and he passed away Christmas of 2020. It's been a very interesting journey for me because it's been hard to know that he will not be here to celebrate when this film comes out. And Sony did pick it up before he passed away, so he did know it was in good hands, which is amazing. I think about his legacy and how this film and his daughter Emery are both his legacy, and how it really is a celebration of his work and of his life, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. I play Sumi on Good Trouble, that's on Freeform and Hulu. It has been one of the greatest joys of my life to play this character. A huge part of that, obviously, being that me and Sherry Cola, who plays my counterpart, who plays Alice on the show, we have become like sisters in real life. We are best friends, we talk every day, we hang out every day. If we're not on set, we're just attached at the hip. The show has been so good to me because they've written in storylines for the audience to get to know Sumi better, to get to know her background, show why she is the way she is. And me and Sherry always say, like, name one other show on TV that portrays love between two Asian women. So it's an honor to play this character that has so many layers, to be able to represent the LGBTQ community, to be able to represent the Asian community, but also, even though those are important parts of our character, it is not the only part of our character. Wine is a big hobby of mine, so I actually got certified as a sommelier a couple of years ago. And I always joke with my friends, because they know I love to drink, that I had to justify my drinking into research and education technically now. Because I think for most of us, and including myself even now, when I drink wine, sometimes I don't actually think about what I'm drinking. And people always make fun of like sommeliers or people who like wine. They're like, just notes of tennis ball and dirt, or whatever. But it's funny because when you actually drink wine and think about what you're tasting, you start to develop that palate and be like, oh, I do taste raspberries or strawberries. It was fascinating to me. I'm also involved in AAGC Book Club for Asian American Girl Club. I've had the honor of moderating most of their conversations. And so we focus specifically on Asian American female authors with usually Asian heroines or heroes at the middle of the story. And it's been a very, very fulfilling experience as well. So many great books out there. So Good Trouble premieres on Freeform on March 9th and next day on Hulu. It's gonna be season 4. The Calm Beyond comes out on VOD March 29th on all of your streaming VOD platforms like iTunes and Amazon and etc. My Instagram is @TheRealKaraWang, and I do a Sommelier Sunday post every Sunday. So follow me.